Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dazzling, as you've seen what's going on on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, as we're relaxing as per usual. As I don't know what I'm going to talk about necessarily. Oh, I remember now. You know, yesterday, well, actually, maybe you didn't watch yesterday, but yesterday I was basically saying stuff like, there was something I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember what. Because there was something for the past, like, I think 4 or 5 episodes, I kept recording and went upwards being like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't talk about this. I now remember it, so hold on, hold your horses. Hello everyone, right now in Fawnhallow is 6:18 PM on Friday, May 1st, 2026. Welcome 1st of May. I immediately forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I remember now. I was going to talk about that there's a new Steam controller. I mean, it's technically called the Steam Controller again instead of Steam Controller 2 or something, or Steam Controller, I don't know, some version update, which is finally out, or coming out. I think it's been released in like 4 days or something, which I'm like, yes, because I speak about it sometimes when I play my games, but there are 2 controllers I use. One is the 2 Joy-Cons stuck together for Animal Crossing, and that's the only time I use it. The other controller I use is this, no joke, and I mean sort of 100% sincerity, because some people are just like, what? Sometimes with how rarely it's used, I use the Steam controller, and it is my favourite controller. And you might be like, what on earth are you talking about? You don't use like the standard or like Xbox Pro controller or whatever? Why is it so brutal? Not happening. Well, at least you take someone's chin. The Steam controller is my favourite controller, and I've spoken about it before. I think the reason why is I didn't necessarily grow up playing Steam, or controller-based consoles. The consoles I grew up playing were Nintendo DS, which is a lot of touchscreen, and the Nintendo Wii. So there's a very motion controls, and they don't really fit your standard for controller. Like even when the Wii Pro controller came out, I was like, why would I need this? I played a little bit of GameCube and played a little bit of Nintendo 64, but those were things that friends had, not me personally. So I think when it came to actually using controllers, it's not like I don't know how to use a controller, it's just like, it doesn't feel right using a controller. Like, definitely most of the time I spent with like mouse and keyboard, and even then like, I definitely used a touchpad, like on a laptop, way more than I've used any controller, probably. I never really sort of need to get like an Xbox controller. I'd always just play games with a keyboard, until, I don't even know, I started looking up stuff about Steam controller. And the Steam controller, if you don't know, instead of having like a D-pad and its secondary joystick, is in fact a touchpad. And I was like, I'm not sure about it, but it seems like it's quite difficult. And then I was like, I do want a controller though, so I can actually play some of these controller games with like much more mechanics that's meant to be used. I picked up a Steam controller and I was like, I'm in love. So this is either Lily or Fawners, right? And I was like, this is amazing. Like, I don't use it in place of a mouse and keyboard, but I can use it in place of a mouse and keyboard. I actually really love the keyboard on the Steam controller, where it's got 2 split sections and you use a touchpad simultaneously to type. But it's actually one of my favourite keyboards, I'm not gonna lie. It's in the same vein as like swiping to me on a keyboard. On a phone keyboard, is using these 2 touchpads to type. It's actually wonderful. And it's such a shame that other things don't have this. But I like Steam controller because it's also very, very, very programmable. So if I'm ever playing a game a lot and I'm like, I don't want to play with this control scheme, I'll just change it up to a different control scheme. But most of the time, the default control scheme works perfectly fine, because it's got all the bases that you need for most controller games, being you just need like a joystick and then 4 buttons, and then maybe a bumper or 2. Most games which use controller are basically covered by that. Anyway, the long and short of it, basically, is my Steam controller is getting kind of old, and I think basically all the silicone on top of the Joy-Con has eroded away, or the rubber, I don't know necessarily what material it is. It's completely eroded away, so I'm literally just using hard plastic. And if I have a single gripe about Steam controller, is that the back buttons are too sensitive on it. Like, the amount of times I've accidentally hit them, like putting my controller down or something, is awful. But it's been like the past few days, the second Steam controller, or whatever I think it's genuinely just called Steam controller again, has been released. Or has been announced, and now it's going to be released. And I'm just like, whoa, yes, finally. Is it £100? I don't care. Like, I'm getting it. Almost, unless, well, oh, it's Vivian's. What? I thought personal... Precise, perfect handwriting. Oh, I see. See, if it said fancy handwriting, I'd be like, that's Vivian or Amelia's. I keep going when I was saying, yes. So it's been announced, it's not been released yet. And I'm very excited because yes, I absolutely will pick that up, although I think it comes out. I'm not sure if I'll pick up immediately, I'll probably wait until I'm back from holiday. Otherwise I don't know how I'm going to get it, but yeah, I'm absolutely going to pick it up because that is what I've been anticipating. Because I wanted to buy another Steam controller again to replace this one. Not that I necessarily had to or anything. We should probably customize that shuffle. I think it might break soon with how many times we've been using it. Not that my one's currently broken or anything, but it is like all the silicon's like eroded away, and then sometimes the button's a bit iffy now. But it wasn't like that desperate because I'm still using it completely fine. But it was just more like a, well, I don't even have the option to anyway. So I guess I don't really got to think about it all too much. But yeah. Oh. Can use kicks in your pockets. Can't be used from afar when what? I didn't read it. I don't know why I decided just not to read it then, but I didn't. I guess we can, hold on. That's the beauty of recording everything you're doing, is that I can literally just open up the video again and see what Novo is talking about. Should I craft something? Can now be used, customization kits can be used for your storage. They can't be used from afar when you're visiting other islands. Kit in your pockets will be used first over kits at home. Okay. So I don't even need to carry around these customization kits in my pockets anymore. Which is really nice, all things considered. But yeah, Steam controller, like, hold on, let me double check when the Steam controller is actually coming out. They've changed it up, so now it's got, actually, it's now got a D-pad again, and the touchpads are now below the joysticks, and it's got 2 joysticks again. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I kind of like the other arrangement, mainly because I've gotten used to it more so than everything. It doesn't mean I'm probably not going to get used to this one as well, mind you, but it's just like, I don't know. Is that going to be too low down for the touchpads? Like, what if I want to use the touchpads mainly? Although, to be fair, I think most of the time I do use a joystick for games rather than touchpads. The touchpads I use much more rarely, so that makes more sense to sort of bring down into a much more less ergonomic position. But one thing I'm very happy about is the fact that they changed the back bumper buttons, the ones on the back of the controller, R3, L3. Now apparently it goes up to R5, L5. So now it looks like it would be significantly harder for you to accidentally knock or something. So yeah, May 4th, very, very soon. Plug and play with a Steam controller pack. Oh, so it's got a little hub thing now. That's also nice. Grip enabled. It's got a gyro sensor in it? Interesting. Where is L3, R3? Grip buttons. Guess we all 4th and 5th. I don't know. Its customizability is wonderful. That's what I was saying. Yeah, where's... Is R3 and L3, I guess, the joystick button push-ins, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, L4, L5. Never seen before, never heard of before. So I'm very excited for that. I just hope... I don't know if people have reviews for it or anything yet. Have people started reviewing it? Steam Controller has a whole subreddit. What on earth? I gotta see what people are saying about it. Stream controllers, I seem to have put it. Do people like it? Is it good? What are the reviews, you know? That's what I'm all about. Multiple reviewers have said they want a gamepad without the touchpads. What? Well, sorry for you reviewers, I want the touchpad. Maybe I should actually use it instead of a mouse nowadays, see how it is. I think I'm probably too used to mouse to completely do that. Like, if anything, I'm trying to use my mouse left-handed rather than right-handed. Also, I realised my mouse has been plugged in charging this entire time, when I don't need to anymore. It's almost set for charging. It's been plugged in for basically 2 days or something. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for a whole new ergonomic era. Just hold on, let me get out my Steam controller. Yeah, I'm pretty used to this arrangement, so I guess the new arrangement's going to be like that, which now I'm looking at it, that does look more ergonomic for my thumbs, being where the touchpads are. I would use the touchpads for a joystick, but I will admit, there's one thing, is that the touchpads don't replace joysticks very well. They replace D-pads pretty well, and replace the mouse pretty well, but they, you know, a joystick is still good for a joystick, mainly because of the sensitivity of touching it sometimes, but I felt like it doesn't quite have a snappiness, the touchpad. Steam controller 2. Oh, it is actually got a Steam controller version 2. Better ergonomics? No. What is this? Just got a Steam controller from a thrift store. A dev Steam controller, whoa. There we go. But actually, the one other thing, which I think is going to be a bit strange with a new Steam controller for me personally, square touchpad instead of circular touchpad. Because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I want one circular, one square. Am I insane? Am I a weirdo? Maybe. Because a circular one translates in my mind to a mouse. So natively, because it goes in, I know fundamentally it makes no difference. What is a square but like a stretched out circle? What's a circle but a crunched in square? Or even a stretched out square, depending on which one's a small and a larger one, to be honest. Yeah, it fundamentally makes no difference, but just in my mind I know. Something about circle translates to mouse in my head, while square translates to button. When I see the touchpad layout. Yeah, I don't know, can I like put them all on the waiting list or something? Oh my gosh, these people are crazy. This person 3D printed out a sculpture of a Steam controller. I'm glad we actually made it to be honest. You know? Otherwise it would have been, you know, just something they took off the market forever, and I'd be like, well, now I want to buy this, but I in fact cannot. C'est impossible, you know? What else am I going to say? I don't know. It's just hotly anticipated. It has been several years, I think. Mind you, but finally being able to... it's nice. It's always a sad thing when you really like something, use something, and then you go up to try and find more of it, and then it's like, oh, it's discontinued or something. Or no one else liked this, no one else wanted it, so there was no demand, and you're like, no, but I liked it. I don't know. This makes me feel like that. But I don't know. I feel like there's always very cool, nice controllers and different things out there. And yeah, I appreciate the Steam controller being so reprogrammable, despite the fact that I don't really reprogram a lot of it. Honestly, a lot of games nowadays you can kind of reprogram in the game, so that's kind of enough for me. But I probably should. Maybe I'll give that a try for a bit. When I get the new Steam controller, I will use it as my mouse replacement for a bit. I don't know if that's necessarily better, because I will say, the reason I've been using my mouse left-handed nowadays is because my right arm, sometimes it, like, can you hear that? It's quite quiet. Makes like clicking noises on my wrist, and I'm like, I don't want to develop carpal tunnel. So, constantly do carpal tunnel exercises and whatnot. To try and sort of keep everything together, keep it all copacetic, keep it all working. You know what I mean? But yeah. Maybe using controller will be even more ergonomic, I don't know. Certainly might be because of like all the drawing stuff I do, but who knows. Yeah, I wish I had more to say, but I don't really know what the specs are for a new Steam controller. Maybe imagine like the Joy-Cons, because this would be where my hand naturally lies, and this would be where the touchpads are. I don't know. I can't tell if that's good or bad, necessarily, the touchpads being there. If anything, hold on, I want something absolutely crazy. We should put the touchpads on the back. But they should put a central touchpad right at the back. One which would not naturally be touched by your fingers if you're holding it like this, but so it's like right in the middle, like underneath where the Steam controller button is or the start button. And then it would be your touchpad free. So if you needed a third touchpad for something, you could do it that way around. Because I would use it as like a scroll wheel or something, just like on the back of a phone. You know what it's exactly like? It's like my old Pixel. I don't remember which one, 7 or 5 or something. It had the fingerprint scanner on the back, rather than nowadays all the fingerprint scanners on the front. Which I always used to sort of like scroll. Yes. Sorry, little pause. I was looking at my email because I just saw I got an email notification. I was like, what is this? But it's not. It's literally just being like, don't forget to check in for your flights. Which I don't even know if I can check in. Yeah, speedy online check-in in 7 days. No, I'm pretty sure I can only do it in a few days. I'll probably do it on Wednesday. If anything, mind you. You know what? I will leave a reminder with myself to make sure I check in as well. Make sure everything is a-okay. But yeah, okay. That's what I always do. You know, while I am definitely the type of person to be able to remember these sort of things, I do also like to keep rather organised. And there's also another thing. One of my appointments tomorrow changed. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff going on tomorrow, I will say, but I will give feedback on what that's going to be like after it's all done. But for now, I think I'm going to go eat some dinner. Make sure I take my pre-food medicine. But yeah, I'm excited for a Steam controller. It's only in a few days. So apparently, because it was announced like ages ago, people have been anticipating it for ages, but I only heard about it a week ago, so I didn't have to wait that long on hearing of its own existence, you know? Kind of exactly what you want. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to wrap this episode up here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been dazzling. I like score and subscription says. Greatly appreciated. Socials Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.